From the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee, this is UWM Panthervision. A weekly newscast reported, written, and produced by students in the Department of Journalism and Mass Communication. And now, the news.
A wave of emotion sweeps the state.
Make you stop! Make you stop!
Budgets, bargaining, and bickering from UWM to Madison as the debate rages on.
Tonight we'll examine the controversy in a UWM special edition, Budget Battle.
Good evening and welcome to a special edition of UWM Panthervision. I'm Caitlin Sharkey.
And I'm Antoine Mack. It's a controversy unlike any in state history, with huge implications for higher education. A provision of Governor Scott Walker's budget repair bill strips state workers of nearly all collective bargaining rights. That has ignited a blaze of protests, name-calling, and politics. The 14 Democratic lawmakers who left the state so that the Senate could not vote on the bill are back, but the controversy is far from over. In our special edition tonight, we'll take you to the protests at Spates Plaza and tell you why the theater building is turned into a campsite. We'll also show you the campers inside the state capitol, as well as the throngs of protesters outside.
More on all those stories throughout our newscast. But first, a Panthervision investigation.
Our examination of several hundred emails about the controversy reveals some UWM employees may be breaking the law.
Reporter Taylor Thompson joins us live with details. Taylor?
Thanks, Caitlin. We filed an open records request to gain access to emails sent by faculty and staff to several UWM reflectors. In all, we reviewed 220 emails, nearly 1,000 pages. What we found is that some of the emails appear to have violated both UW system guidelines and state law.
You can see the outbursts of emotion in the streets and in the faces.
This is what democracy looks like!
Classic political debate.
This is what democracy looks like!
But in the modern age, debate can take modern forms. Facebook, Twitter, and emails. But for state employees, those modern forms of debate might get them in trouble with the law. Wisconsin State Statute 230.40 says no state employee may, during the hours when on duty, engage in any form of political activity calculated to favor or improve the chances of any political party or any person seeking or attempting to hold partisan political office. But take a look at this email sent by an associate professor to 2 UWM reflectors. It announces that the recall effort of Republican State Senator Alberta Darling is live, adding, "If you are interested in helping with collecting signatures, please respond to this email with what days and times you can commit to." Another associate professor replies, saying, "We need not wait for the next election. The recall effort already has my support, both philosophically and financially. I've already contributed." And after a discussion of whether recall efforts are the best course of action, a senior lecturer replies, "Join us. We're nice." 2 of the 3 emails were sent during normal work hours, clearly violating state law. But that's not the only issue. UW system policy says UW employees may not use state resources, including office supplies, computers, or vehicles, to engage in political activities at any time.
And if we do hear that people may be taking advantage of the right or the access that they have to university resources, we try to help inform them about the policy and tell them that they cannot continue to do so.
The university did issue warnings. The interim dean of the College of Letters and Science sent several emails reminding faculty and staff of the prohibition of engaging in political activity at work and while using state resources.
And that means email accounts, letterhead that is produced by the university, using facilities here to go ahead and further your own political interest or cause is discouraged.
2 email reflectors we examined went out to 861 people.
So Taylor, are there more email reflectors on campus?
Yes, dozens and dozens, and not just on the UWM campus, but also throughout the UW system. But for the sake of time, we weren't able to cover everything. Now, it was amazing what we found just looking at the 2 email reflectors from the Letters and Science Department. Imagine if we had looked at the entire state of Wisconsin, what we could have found.
Can you tell us, what are the penalties for violating this law?
Well, as the state statute discussed, the penalties for faculty and staff to engage in political activity are grounds for dismissal. But when we talked to Tom Lujak, he indicated that there's a bit of a gray area there, and things are not as clear-cut, and they more or less try to talk to the staff ahead of time and inform them of the policy before they take any action.
Thank you, Taylor.
Thank you.
No problem.
Governor Walker's budget bills are setting off an explosion of protest across the state. Students and faculty at UWM fear for what the budget will mean for education. Their fear and anger spilled into Spates Plaza a number of times. Panthervision's Sean Wiley continues our team coverage.
Do you know what a rally at the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee sounds like? Add Wisconsin's budget battle in the mix. And it's a walkout by the Students for a Democratic Society. After Governor Scott Walker released his budget proposal, you can guess the reaction. In legislation that would cut $834 million in aid to K-12 public schools. Protesters of SDS rallied here in the Union. They're now going to walk around campus and meet in Spates Plaza, where public speakers will discuss the ramifications of Scott Walker's state budget bill.
Students of Wisconsin unite! We have nothing to lose but our governor!
Taking away our education isn't going to help us, and it's not going to help the rest of the world, because there's a lot of future leaders in school right now. You know, there's people that are going to be professors, teachers, politicians, everything.
The Vice President of Milwaukee Public Schools Board of Directors, Peter Blewett, understands.
You know, it's sad that we would be dismantling public education and not investing in it when countries around the world, like China, are pouring billions and billions of dollars in new money into education.
The board unanimously opposed the budget repair bill introduced last month. It's a peaceful demonstration of democracy, but their stance intense. In Milwaukee, I'm Sean Wiley for Panthervision.
There's another big protest planned today in Spates Plaza.
Students are still occupying the UWM Peck School of the Arts Theater. About 15 to 30 students have stayed around the clock for almost 2 weeks to protest the budget's bill. Seth Hartzell says they want to send a message.
And we're basically just want to raise the morale in Madison and show them that we support them and show all the other teachers that we support them.
Students say they will stick around as long as Madison's protesters do. They say they have been keeping busy.
There's been a lot of dancing. We had a dance party. People have been bringing in pizza, so we've just kind of been hanging out, talking, playing music.
Students have permission to camp out in the building.
The budget battle affects thousands of UWM employees, including teaching assistants. About 50 TAs gathered in the union to protest the collective bargaining issue, but they chose grading rather than shouting. The teaching assistants held what they called a grade-in to draw attention to their role in education. They graded student work for about 4 hours. Many TAs are worried about possible cuts in pay and tuition reimbursement. The protests in Milwaukee are nothing compared to what Madison is seeing.
Hundreds of thousands of people have marched on Madison in the past 3 weeks. The scene in the Capitol has been dominated by opponents of the budget bill. But as our team coverage continues, we'll find out that some Walker supporters are also making themselves known. We have 2 stories from Madison tonight, beginning with reporter Lauren Reimer, who covered the opponents.
This probably isn't the first time you have heard this in the last few weeks. This is where all of the sounds of protest began, at the state capitol.
Up with unions, up with knowledge. Hey, yo, Scott, go back to college. What's disgusting? Union busting.
Many people have logged plenty of hours protesting, and some have made this their second home.
All of us in Wisconsin should pay our fair share.
The protesters wasted no space, and people were welcome inside and out. Protesters and speakers let nothing stop them from letting their voices be heard, even not having light.
This bill empties every bullet in the magazine into the heart of democracy. That's what this bill is.
State Representative Corey Mason says he's proud of the nonviolent protests.
I want to begin tonight by thanking all the people that are here, standing in solidarity, nonviolently fighting for workers' rights.
After all the loud chants, yells, and screams, there is still an echo of freedom in the background. And the echo of freedom can be heard on the other side as well. Panthervision's Lauren Robertstad shows us the view of Walker's supporters.
Union busted! It's the first Saturday of Scott Walker's budget backlash. And union supporters have been drumming and chanting outside the Capitol all week. But today, the voice on the other side of the issue came to the Capitol.
I want to pass that bill! Pass that bill! Pass that bill!
Tea Party supporters gathered on the East Lawn at a scheduled rally to support the bill and Governor Walker. Eric Miller is one of those Tea Party protesters.
They take my money to go protest against me, and what I want my governor to do, I won't stand for it.
The event was scheduled to go until 3 o'clock on Saturday, but only lasted until around 1:30.
Thank you, Scott! Thank you, Scott! Thank you, Scott!
Madison Police Department estimates that around 100,000 protesters will show up today to protest against Scott Walker's attack on collective bargaining rights. The union protesters did outnumber the Tea Party supporters. Union protester Scott Wilcox left his sign at home and instead brought his guitar.
I'm not too proud to stand my ground. Don't take away my bargaining rights.
In Madison, I'm Lauren Robertstad for Panthervision.
Don't take away.
Madison protesters are shacking up for the night at the Capitol and in the process are finding a new family.
And something is cooking up a storm in downtown Milwaukee.
All that and more when our special edition of Panthervision continues.
Boy, boy, it's amazing how many stars there are.
You know what's really amazing, Clell, is that recent discoveries within the Orion Nebula lend credence to the theory of a whole other solar system, predating our own, of course, the origins of which remain in microscopic gaseous form, thus increasing the chances of our not being alone.
Let's see.
Thanks for watching UWM Panthervision, Judge Best Student Newscast by the Northwest Broadcast News Association. Panthervision is produced by students in the Department of Journalism and Mass Communication in association with Milwaukee Area Technical College.
You've seen the footage of tens of thousands of protesters at the Capitol.
But what you may not know from the pictures is that many of them have formed a tight-knit community. Meredith Locke has the story.
You may see chaos, while others see unity.
People united will never be defeated.
And community.
Our group of friends, we're known as the Cuddle Puddle.
The protesters have been here so long, they take care of each other now.
I held a 80-some-year-old woman in my arms, and she cried because she is going to have her chemotherapy taken away from her.
UW-Madison junior Kalen Gray wears his sweatshirt with pride, as inside the Capitol, teachers and students gather together as one voice.
I'm actually part of a Student Labor Action Coalition. That's a group on campus.
Gray and his companions see their sit-in as a way to peacefully protest and dance to the beat of their own drums.
Our intent was to show civil disobedience.
As night falls, Miss Forward illuminates the sky while thousands of the outside protesters head home. But not Kalen. The Capitol community remains united for another night. In Madison, I'm Meredith Locke for Panthervision.
Even though the state legislature passed the budget repair bill, people are still gathering at the Capitol to protest.
It's still unknown how the budget debate will affect the future of UWM. Everyone is still searching for answers, so Interim Chancellor Michael Lovell held a forum. Lovell discussed financial cuts in next year's budget and addressed growing opposition to a proposal to split UW-Madison and Milwaukee from the UW system. Lovell says the university is carefully examining its options, but not everyone took comfort in his word.
I lose 16% of my income. And 16% of my income means I'm going to be making $17,000 in take-home pay, which means I'm painting my house right now because I'm going to sell it, because I can't live in it.
Although next year's budget has not yet been finalized, Lovell says he will do what's best for the university with the funds the school receives.
One student organization on campus is using ink and their skills to protest the budget repair bill. The Print Club at UWM organized several screen printing events to show support for public workers. Club members helped students and faculty print, state employee and proud of it, on dozens of t-shirts and pieces of cardboard. Club advisor Jessica Munich says the goal is to raise awareness about the number of UWM and state workers in neighboring surrounding the campus. We're beginning to wonder whether the winter will ever turn into spring.
Chris Nelson from the Atmospheric Sciences Department joins us with weather.
How's it going, guys? I think we are actually heading to a better pattern here weather-wise, warmer temperatures and sunnier skies. So let's get right to it and take a look at current conditions here in Milwaukee. And currently, we have partly cloudy skies outside right now, and the temperatures flirting with freezing right now, 32 degrees we'll call it. Dew point's at 25, and our barometric pressure is at 30.45. Forecast for today, mostly sunny skies, and we'll see those winds off the lake making it a little chillier, and we'll see temperatures around 42 degrees. So our lows from last night, and pretty chilly up to the north. You can see 6 up in Rhinelander and 12 in Eau Claire, with those decreasing clouds had helped to release some of that heat in the atmosphere, dropping those temperatures a lot. But closer to the lake here in Milwaukee, you see 29 and 20 in Madison. High temperatures for today, much nicer. We're seeing a lot of 40s across the area, 41 in Green Bay and 46 in La Crosse, 44 in Madison and 42 in Milwaukee. And those temperatures are even going to get nicer with the warm front that's heading our way by Wednesday and Thursday. So our forecast for tonight, calling for a few clouds outside. That'll eventually clear out. We'll say past midnight, those temperatures will be just below freezing. And our forecast for tomorrow, mostly sunny skies, a little bit warmer than today, with those winds coming out of the north, high temperature of 45 degrees. And our Wednesday forecast, much of the same, but a little bit warmer as well, with those winds coming out of the west-southwest. We'll call it about 53 degrees. And our extended forecast, Thursday looks to be the best day for St. Patrick's Day, 63 degrees, but if we do get a little bit of sunshine, we could get close to 70 degrees. And Friday, Saturday, some sun in the sky, 55 and 45, and Sunday, a little bit of showers out there, and 50 degrees. So guys, how about that forecast?
Sounds great.
A little bit nicer, right? Maybe that snow can melt a little bit?
Yeah, sunshine and warm weather sounds like spring to me.
Exactly.
Thanks, Chris. Yep. The search for a new UWM chancellor is down to 5. The Search and Screen Committee has released the list of finalists. They are Dr. Michael Lovell, the current UWM interim chancellor, Dr. David Belcher, a provost at the University of Arkansas at Little Rock, Dr. Gary Miller, a provost at Wichita State University, Dr. James Moiskins, the president of Queens College in New York, and Dr. Lisa Rossbacher, president of South Polytechnic State University in Georgia. Candidates will visit the campus between March 16th and March 31st.
Scholarships help students meet their career goals, but where does that money come from? At MATC, the annual 5-star food and wine event raises cash for the scholarships in the school's various culinary and hospitality programs. Here's Phil Kraus with this week's MATC Report.
The culinary program here at MATC is one of the best known programs at the college. Here students learn how to excel in the fast-paced world of restaurants and food. Students this week get to showcase their talents and skills at MATC's annual 5-star dining event that's being held here at MATC's downtown campus.
Annually we provide a gala event for the general public. Primarily the focus is to generate funds for students and scholarship, and thus we call it the 5-star, and we award scholarships as a result of the funds that are raised as a part of the evening. It basically consists of several different ethnic or regional foods. Each instructor with their class will take on an area, ethnic or regional food, produce it, serve it as a part of the evening. This year we have several different cuisines and countries represented. It's an evening to be showcasing our students and their talents. They certainly learn the ethnic and regional cuisines from around the world, which again becomes a backdrop to what they do in their other individual classes.
The event also gives them another unique learning experience.
Usually in class we cook for the people in our kitchen, which is 2 or 3 people. So with this event it helps to cook for a large amount of people. There are going to be about 450 people attending the event.
This is Phil Kraus for the MATC Report.
For information on next year's 5-star evening, go to 5star.matc.edu. Coming up next on Panthervision, the UWM men's basketball team makes its push to the postseason tournament.
And an annual celebration spices up the UWM Union. That and more coming up on Panthervision.
Stop when you reach a certain age. We're all of us learning, even now.
Big Bird.
You see something in a person's face and see all they struggle to learn. It could be we are here solely to remind each other what must not be missed or ignored, but celebrated. When do we stop learning? Maybe never.
In Chinese medicine, that the body has to move.
Thanks for watching UWM Panthervision, judged Best Student Newscast by the Northwest Broadcast News Association. Panthervision is produced by students in the Department of Journalism and Mass Communication in association with Milwaukee Area Technical College.
The men's basketball team scores a bid to a postseason tournament.
Here's Brandon Smith with sports.
Thanks, Caitlin. UWM will be facing Northwestern this Wednesday after receiving a berth in the NIT tournament. Panthervision's John O'Leary looks back last week's Horizon League tournament and championship game.
Tuesday night at the U.S. Cellular Arena, UWM and Butler are facing off for the championship game. Student Jim Marin was eager for the night's tip-off.
I believe that we will win.
UWM gets off to a sluggish start, missing 10 of their first 11 shots in the first half. But UWM isn't ready to go down without a fight, draining back-to-back threes and cutting the deficit to just 4 points, as the noise went through the roof at the Cellular Arena. But Butler wasn't giving up that easily, unleashing a 16-1 run and extending their lead by 18 points with 2 minutes left in the game. Unfortunately, the Panthers saw their 10-game winning streak come to an abrupt halt. UWM fan Phineas Hansen shared his thoughts on the loss.
It was a tough loss. We didn't really shoot all that well, but I mean, at least we made it here. And we're in the NIT, so that's something.
In Milwaukee, I'm John O'Leary for Panthervision.
UWM advanced to the championship by beating Valparaiso. The semifinal game was close until the end, but the Panthers won 70-63. Anthony had a double-double, scoring 24 points and grabbing 11 rebounds. Kaylin Williams added 16 points, and Tony Meyer had 15. Valpo got within 4 points late of the game, but the Panthers hit free throws during the stretch to seal the victory. Sorry about that. UW-Milwaukee men's basketball coach Rob Jeter is the Horizon League Coach of the Year. Jeter led UWM to a first-place finish in the conference. Senior Anthony Hill was named the Horizon League All-Tournament team after leading the Panthers to the title game. Junior Kaylin Williams was named All-Newcomer team. UWM's women's basketball season is over. The Lady Panthers lost to Wright State 63-58 in the Horizon League quarterfinals. Senior Lindsay Lauer was player of the game with 17 points and 13 rebounds. The Panthers did not make the NCAA tournament. Although UWM's teams did not make the big dance, 2 other teams have, and both the Wisconsin Badgers and the Marquette Golden Eagles made it to the NCAA tournament. The Badgers had a disappointing appearance in the Big Ten tournament, losing their first game to Penn State. Wisconsin earned a 4 seed in the Big Dance and will face 13 seed Belmont in the first round. Marquette had a roller coaster of a season, but finished the Big East Conference tournament strong, receiving an 11 seed after defeating both Providence and West Virginia in the Big East tourney. They will face number 6 seed Xavier in the first round. That's it for sports. Back to you, Caitlin.
It's not every day you see a parade of jesters walking through the UWM Union.
But this was not your ordinary day. Panthervision's Brandon Smith has the story.
UWM Union event organizer Lisa Corbin Party says this Mardi Gras is a lot like the real thing. But in the ballroom?
So we tried to bring together all of the elements of what it is to be in New Orleans.
Big get-together.
Elements like fortune-telling?
I see a long-distance trip, but it looks like it's only going to be for about a few, maybe 2-3 days.
Caricatures?
That's the smile I wanted.
And mask making. That's what you can expect from a Mardi Gras celebration. But this is not what you would expect. Take this Viking lady, for example. She brings a variety of activities to the table.
I juggle and I spin plates like this, and I make balloons, and I make people happy, and I talk in this ridiculous accent. That's what I do.
And that's what all the jesters were doing. Playing catch, juggling, and sliding across floors.
Purple is an awesome color.
The party moves through the Union, providing testament that all the hard work is paying off. In Milwaukee, I'm Brandon Smith for Panthervision.
The UWM Student Arts and Crafts Center made the costumes for the parade, and the UWM Jazz Ensemble played throughout the celebration.
Thank you for tuning in for tonight's edition of Panthervision.
You can watch us anytime on Time Warner's Wisconsin On Demand, Channel 411.
You can also see us on Time Warner Channel 14 and AT&T U-verse Channel 99 at 5 o'clock on Wednesdays and Fridays.
We'll leave you tonight with some more from the Mardi Gras celebration in the Union. Keep in mind to be safe and that public transit is free for those of you who are going to be celebrating.